Imagine a world where information is at our fingertips, yet wisdom and discernment are in short supply. You are welcome to the book with Susie. Today we are diving into the thought-provoking pages of The Ignorant Generation, a book that challenges us to rethink the way we consume information and navigate the complexities of our modern world. Joining me in the studio is Simplice NKEMGANKIE. I hope that I pronounced that name correctly. Author of The Ignorant Generation, we will share insights on how we are shaping the next generation's understanding of knowledge, truth, and critical thinking. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew. You're welcome to the studio. How are you doing?
I'm great, and you?
I'm so great. I'm wonderful. I'm all smiles. Can you share with us your story behind the writing of this book and the reason you decided to title it The Ignorant Generation?
Okay, Madam Susie. The Ignorant Generation, as you see, is a masterpiece that comes from my personal life experiences and other situations where I found myself in life, coupled with other stories of other people. So it has to do with the generation in which we found ourselves and particularly activities around the contemporary African society. Now, the reason why I happen to choose, or I chose the title The Ignorant Generation is very simple. Just as the title indicates the message behind it. That is to say that here we are talking about our generation. Therefore, we see that this generation is actually ignorant because there are a good number of things that our generation escapes from. But on the contrary, these are the things that the generation is instead supposed to go closer to for better opportunities.
Okay. Then why did you choose drama as a genre to convey your ideas?
Okay, Madam Susie. Actually, I choose drama, reason being that, first of all, it is my domain, first of all. Yes, I hold a bachelor degree in English literature from the University of Chang. And I thought it wise that the best way I could send out this message to the community is to write it in the form of a story. To write in a way that people can take it as a book to entertain themselves. But reading it, there are messages hidden beside or behind. So one needs to understand. You don't just read as an ordinary play, but understand what is buried inside. That's why I went ahead to choose drama and also to use the simplest English possible so that even the uneducated can see, read, and understand what is written inside.
Now walk us through The Ignorant Generation. What is it all about?
Okay. The Ignorant Generation here, like earlier mentioned, Madam Susie, cuts across opportunities. First of all, if you go through The Ignorant Generation, we see situations where from the very first beginning, because The Ignorant Generation is made up of 7 acts, and each act has to do with at least 5 scenes and above. So when we come across, we realize that right from scene 1, there are so many opportunities that are being projected and presented. But we come across 2 sets of youths in The Ignorant Generation, where there is another group which is aimed at embracing opportunities, while another group is there just to ensure that they make good use of their life in the name of let us enjoy our life.
Okay.
And the course of doing all this, what happened? They run away from opportunities. Something like conferences, because there is something. Change starts from the mindset. And for you to adapt change, you must be prepared psychologically to adapt the change.
Okay.
And if you are not ready to prepare yourself psychologically, then you cannot digest the change. Okay. So it's just a brief summary.
Okay, that's amazing. I think we're going to go detailedly in a short while.
Yes, madam.
Because it's time for us to have our forward. Okay. And we sent Manu Mbu is the one talking to us about the ignorant generation today. Let's watch this forward.
The Ignorant Generation, a book written by Simplice NKEMGANKIE. It's a book worth consuming by a generation today which has always been told what to be. It's a book that throws more light on the aspects of identity, culture, cultural heritage, and it focuses on how youths can leverage opportunities to become who they want to become in life. It also talks on the aspect of self-discovery, identity, and purpose, and how youths can discover their why, their reason of being, and how they can become individuals that can create impact and move further in life. The Ignorant Generation is a masterpiece indeed. Why? Because it's a book that calls upon the youth to stand up and make sure that they embrace the challenges that come with life, focus on how they can overcome them, and become individuals that can actually inspire the next generation.
You're welcome back. And of course, if you're just joining us, thank you for doing that. You're watching The Book with Susie, and Simplice NKEMGANKIE is my guest. Of course, we are talking about the ignorant generation. Simplice, tell me, what are some misconceptions that the younger generation have about career paths?
Okay. For the misconceptions that the younger generation has about career paths, there are so many, madam, but I will just go ahead to list a few while citing and explaining better. Generally, the younger generation feels that they can only sit and opportunities come and meet them. Because I've done a lot of research, and through interview and other means, you come to realize that we are exposed to opportunities, but we feel that these opportunities are only for some people. Some we really know, but they don't want to go out, whereas others are simply ignorant about these opportunities. Now, there's also this stereotypic mindset that makes people to feel that there's opportunities only for some people. When you see somebody, from whom you can learn, go closer to the person, learn. But instead, when we see these people, instead of going closer to them, some people take their time and instead criticize these people negatively. Some say funny things about the people. And with this kind of impression and mindset, you shy away yourself away from opportunities. Because if I know that, for example, that Madam Susie, she's a journalist, I'm interested in that domain, I can go closer to her and say, Madam Susie, I'm interested in becoming a journalist. How can you guide me? How can I do this? You now serve as a stepping stone to me to attain that objective. Yes, but on the contrary, our generation does not work like that. Yes. The second thing has to do with the media. We are in a global village. We are the youths. We are out with the media, so many social media handles and so on and so forth. But you not imagine that the youths of my generation spend more time on media. Well, it's important to distract yourself, but you cannot take your mobile telephone and end up distracting yourself and forgetting that you can use that same telephone to look for something good.
To build yourself.
Of course.
Okay. I know of so many youths who, instead of looking for opportunities on the social media, they indulge themselves in other activities like playing games, video games. How does that help them? It doesn't at all. Now, I know you're one of those who did not shy away from seizing the opportunity that was given you. I hear that you are a senator, should I say a youth senator, at
correct.
the National Assembly. Can you tell us how you were able to grab that opportunity?
Okay. Madam, thank you for that question. It's important. Yeah. Actually, I'm a youth senator 2024. That is, I belong to the first batch of the youth senators of the 7th legislation of the youth parliament. Actually, this is a partnership on agreement between MINJEC, that's the Ministry of Youth and Civic Education, and the National Assembly. What is it all about, or what does it focus on? Bringing the younger generation, the youths, into governance. Empowering the youth, train the youth to understand how things function. And that's why we, the youths now, we go to the National Assembly, we have sessions, we go ahead, whatever thing that happens at the upper house, we are trained on how it works. Yes. So how did I find myself in?
How did you find yourself there?
Yeah. The thing here is it has to do with my engagement and my commitment in activities in my society.
Okay.
Because you cannot be hidden and you are identified.
Okay.
It is when you are engaged in community activities. First of all, I'm a member of the Cameroon National Youth Council for my division, that's the BLM division. And all the youth parliamentarians and senators come from the Cameroon National Youth Council.
Okay.
Yes, so as you are active, when it's time, when the minister launches, you apply. And based on the criteria for selection, if you qualify, you'll be selected. So that's how it's all about.
Now, the young people you earlier mentioned shy away from seizing these opportunities. Is it not due to fear and doubt? Let's say self-doubt must have crowded their minds, probably holding them from, pursuing opportunities.
Well, Madam Susie, that could be another factor. But like I earlier mentioned here, everything's all about your mindset.
Okay.
The moment you are self-determined to go out for something, you go in for it. Why should you see someone in a position where you think that you might one day be there and you feel discouraged to approach the person? There is something. Most of the young people don't have that courage to approach their elites, particularly the politicians. Yes, and whereas our politicians are very simple, they are so welcoming. It's just a mindset.
Okay.
It's just a mindset. I keep on telling them that it's just a mindset. Okay. Let them not feel that it is. No. Meet those people and let them introduce yourself. Let them know who you are. Okay. Yes. When they know who you are, you say you're interested in this. If something that they can help you, they'll give you the assistance.
They'll give you the assistance.
That is it.
That's good. It's time for our Vox Pop, and this is the question. Have you ever missed out on an opportunity because you didn't think it was for you or didn't believe in yourself? What did you learn from the experience?
I have missed on several opportunities, but there was one that taught me a life lesson that even to date, as in I put it on a daily based practice. Actually, I was programmed for an interview, but I was not given the time, as in I was just told to come on the day. So I woke up very early and I prepared myself, and I was there by 8 a.m. as in I knew I had killed it being there at 8 a.m. And I waited, and the person that was interviewing me finally arrived at around 11. And he told me that he's sorry, but I was late and somebody already got the job. And I was like, but I was here at 8 a.m. And he was like, yes, the interview was to get the first person that arrives on time. And it happens that somebody came earlier than 8 a.m. So actually I was late. And since that day, as in each time I get an interview, I ensure to be on site as early as 6:30. As in even if I'm late, it should not be later than 7 a.m. So it's just to tell us that we might not always be informed or given full details of everything. It's just to tell us to always be conscious no matter the situation and just try to be early. Because actually 8 a.m. was early for an interview, but that was not how early I was supposed to be.
I missed entering the police call because I felt I was shot. But later on, I discovered that there were people that were shorter than me in the police call. So I learned a very big lesson from there, that I should always try something before I failed.
Thank you for being there.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to react to our Vox Pop. Have you ever missed out on an opportunity because you didn't think it was for you or didn't believe in yourself? What did you learn from the experience?
Okay. Thank you, Madam, for that question. It's very pertinent. And that's also one of the promoting factors that pushed me to come out with the ignorant generation.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would say it very clearly. I was ignorant. That's when I missed opportunities. I later understood that I cannot be in need of something and I stay in the dark and expect I'm going to have it. I have to go out and fight for it. Do everything possible in my power to make sure that I get to it. You understand? Yes. So it's after missing so many opportunities that I had to come up and say, no, enough is enough. Yes. And as a youth leader, I have to talk to my people, to the youths, and we see how we can come up with that change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what strategies can help build confidence? Because fear, confidence, I think these are some of the things that bring people, the youth, bring them down.
Yeah.
That weigh them down.
Yeah.
What strategies can help build their confidence?
Okay, Madam Susie, I'll not take long to explain, but I'll focus on two principal means. The first thing here has to do with the role our parents have to play.
Okay.
Yeah. We know very well that you are a mother. As you grow up a child, you know very well that if this child is driving towards this direction, I can guide this child, I can encourage this child. But I'm Susie, from what I have carried out my little research, I've come to understand that most parents do not have that time to dialogue with their children. It is true they are out there looking forward to put on the table, to settle the bills, fees, and so on. Yes, but it's important that as the child is still at a very tender age, always create time with that child. Ask about the child's goal. What do you think you can be in future? And so on and so forth. Because you as an adult person, maybe you are not educated, yes, but if you ask a child, what do you think you can be in the future? In the course of time, engage in one or two casual discussions with the child. Make the child to feel comfortable. And when the child opens up certain things to you, you see that you can guide the child towards this direction. We know very well that the way your parents bring you up, there is something they instinct on your mind and it remains like that. Anything you see contrary that appears a bit negative to you because you've been grown up in a particular way. Yeah, that's the first thing. So our parents have a vital role to play there. The second thing has to do with our peers, age groups, classmates, and so on. Yeah. When you meet with the peers, what happens? The kind of things you discuss with them.
That's why you need to choose your friends wisely.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. After going through the Union generation, everybody reads this, and I recommend this book for every Cameroonian youth. It's very important. Okay. It's a whole movement on its own. Yeah, it's a whole movement on its own. After reading, you now realize the necessity to work with the people who can make you to achieve your dreams. The necessity of guidelines. Because you might be inspired personally, but your peer will not promote you. Because everybody likes to relax, yes. Imagine that you have projects to handle, but your peer, it seems as if they spend more time on fancy. So with those things, you say there's a challenge. There's a need for you to break out of that peer. And you must be determined in order to embrace that challenge. Yeah, so that is it, Madam Susie.
So what was the need for you take a whole, that is several scenes, to talk about career orientation conferences? Why was it important for you to, to focus more on this in your book?
Okay. I focused more on that in my book, reason being that it is a necessity. Madam Susie, I'll take my case as an example. I travel a lot just to attend conferences. The moment I hear about the conference, there are some conferences that I even attend out of Cameroon, simply because of the importance of the conference. There is something. Imagine presenting a conference, a career orientation conference for that matter, to a youth, and the youth will tell you what is important, how it help him, or this or that. But going for that conference, I know the importance. Because there is something. I don't just go to a conference to go and sit and be a clapper. No. I'm a participant. Yeah, I'm a participant. Because you can only learn when you do exchanges with people who are above you, people who know more than you. Even those who don't know up to your level, you can still learn from them. So attending conferences, particularly conferences that have to orientate you in your career and so on and so forth, is very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very important. So if you're one of those still lagging behind, if you're one of those that don't believe that conferences are important, I think from his example, you should start considering it now. Okay, time for us to take the slot on the shelf. And of course, we continue with our series. Dr. Ayuveya Angelo has something very particular to teach us today. Well, I know you read books. There are others who will pick up a book and will not take it right to the end. So today he's trying to give us tips for staying motivated when reading a book. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's watch.
Motivation is like fuel, all right? If you don't keep refilling it, it runs out. That's just how it is. The moment you stop refilling the fuel, it just runs out. The motivation is the same way. And my secret to motivation is not waiting for it. You don't wait for motivation. If you are waiting for motivation, you wait forever, it will never come. So it's about creating momentum by starting, small. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you wait for motivation to create action, then you will never get it. So you get the action moving, and then the motivation will come. And one thing too that has helped me a lot is to set the target, a daily target. Every day, I have to ensure that I read at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on. Another thing too is having a community, okay? Like, let me take an example what I did this year when this 2025 started with my team, is that we started a mentorship program, and we are going through, one of the things was reading, and we set reading to be a daily goal. The target is that you must read at least 10 pages of the recommended book. So even people that were not used to reading, they found themselves reading, okay? Once you take the book and then you start reading, you know that you have to read 10 pages of this book every day. And the moment you start doing it, the motivation comes. And then you see somebody, as we are doing it as a community, the moment somebody just sees that, oh, this person has reported, this person has read this, we have gone this far, the motivation comes, right? You are forced to take action. And then, as I said, action breeds motivation. Don't wait for motivation. Start with action. So, in summary, the first thing is that set daily targets. Okay, start small. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to read. I see people setting goals. I will read one book per day, one book per week. No, please don't rush into that. All right, set small targets. Maybe it can be the time. I'll invest at least 10 minutes. I'll invest at least 15 minutes. I'll read at least 10 pages. Okay, so when you do that, you create action. Even when you don't feel motivated, the moment you start reading, you have the desire to read. And then have a community. If you have one community I can join, that is of like-minded community, is important. Join a reading community, and then it will also keep you going. So thank you. Those are the tips I have on how you can stay motivated.
We are soon going to be drawing the curtains on this edition of the book with Susie, and definitely we have the author of Ignorant Generation, Simplice NKEMGANGKIE in the studio. And Simplice, I just want to ask this last question before we move to the other step. Will the story and experiences shared in this book inspire readers to be more proactive in seeking out opportunities?
Definitely, Madam Susie.
How is that?
Definitely. The reason being that the storyline is very, very explicit.
Okay.
And it motivates. The more you read and go further, it motivates.
Okay.
And when you get to the last scenes, there are a variety of opportunities presented in it. Yes, scholarships, just to name, there are so many. Yeah, there are so many presented. That which you don't only read, but from the knowledge you gain there, you can even use your web research and you exploit some of those opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
And what would be your last word to those who are watching us today?
I want to first of all go ahead and appreciate those who have mentored me throughout.
Okay.
I must not forget the efforts of my mentor, Dr. Amadou Danami. Yeah. And not also forget the efforts of my parents, who have always been my first source of inspiration since childhood. That is Mr. and Mrs. Kanke Marcellus NGEMASONG. And of course, my community too has played an instrumental role, in one way or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Ignorant Generation is a masterpiece that condemns youth who exclude themselves from opportunities ignorantly, and challenges youth to embrace every opportunity that comes their way for a sustainable future. Now that this information has been passed out, tell us, if someone is interested in obtaining a copy, how does he go about it?
It's very simple, Madam Susie. If someone is interested in getting a copy, the person can either get to me, the author, directly. Okay. The book's also on seller.
Okay.
Yeah, the person can also order a copy online.
Get to you directly. Can you share your contact with our viewers?
You can get to me directly through my contact, 671-575105, or via email at simplicenkemgangskie@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
And
thank you for sharing, your knowledge with us.
Very important, madam. I'm honored.
Thank you very much for watching this other edition of the book with Susie. I hope that we're going to be together next Wednesday, same time. Bye-bye. Love you and be there always. Bye-bye.